All right, Coach, thoughts on today's match?
You know, just kind of a trap match, you know. I mean, we had the one against Seattle and then this one again after all the emotions of Thursday night and then not trying to look ahead to conference tournament. And I think we get a little bit ahead of ourselves today. And I guess the big thing for me was the way they responded when they did drop a set. I think the two you look at set 2 and set 5, after we dropped a set, they just came out and were focused and then hit 500 and 476. So, I mean, it's on them. They were upset that they lost set 4. You know, set 1, I think we fought our way back and just didn't roll our way at the end. And I thought Tarleton played well in set 1. So, you know, they know what they have to do, and it'll be business as usual this week. The plan stays the same, you know, we'll practice the same, do all those kind of things, and get after it for conference tournament.
Coach, during that second set, was that probably like the best the team has played all season as far as a collective unit?
I thought we played pretty well, you know, and we didn't get a lot of pressure. So I don't know if it's the best we've played. I mean, we've played. It's hard to make that call, you know. I thought there was times against UTA that we were pretty impressive and probably a little bit formidable opponent in UTA more so than Tarleton. I mean, they're just young, so then when you get them on the ropes like that, I mean, it wasn't surprising that they kind of went away once we got away from them. But like the way we handled UTA with a more experienced team, and then I mean, to be fair, the way we played on the road against GCU and Cal Baptist were pretty impressive. So, you know, I thought they were definitely on point when they were focused today, though.
For you, now we can turn the page over to the conference tournament. Regardless of who you face now, what's going to be the emphasis on practice this week, just leading up to the build-up of it?
Like I said, I think that's a nice thing about hosting the conference tournament at home. We don't get a weird travel day in there where we're traveling on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, and you know, we'll be a little bit shorter on practice on Wednesday, but that's not too crazy for us. We'll probably just move everything up a little bit. We'll go a little bit harder on Monday than we normally do, and a little bit lighter on Wednesday because we won't have quite the time in the facility that we normally have on a Wednesday. But overall, we'll stay business as usual as close as we can. You know, our practice times get to stay the same. Our match times get to stay relatively close to the same time. So I think that's probably as big a key of anything is being able to be at home and keeping that practice time the first half of the week just steady as it has been.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the format of the tournament is top 8. Now you guys have to win 3 more matches in 3 consecutive days to crown yourselves the tournament champions. How do you prepare the team from that point of view, that where you're just 3 matches, 3 days away from just crowning the achievement there?
You know, like I said, I think we're day by day as far as the conference tournament. We're going to go out and try to take care of Thursday before we get ahead of ourselves, and I imagine that anticipation of that energy will build as we get closer. You know, and it was kind of this. The good thing is they went through it this last week. I feel like, you know, like Seattle was kind of like the quarterfinal game, a game that we maybe should probably get through, and we got to make sure that we stay focused in that first match Thursday night, no matter who it is. I mean, you're watching these last couple matches that we've played, you know, against people that are missing the tournament, ACU and Tarleton and Seattle. Like, those 3 teams missed the tournament, and they're not bad volleyball teams. I mean, so that just gives you an idea of the level that's going to be played next weekend here. Everybody that's here is good. If you don't show up, you're going to get beat. And I won't be surprised if there's some games that go out of seed order for sure. So I think that'll be our key. We got to show up Thursday night, and then as we progress through the tournament, it's going to be our job to keep them from getting too far ahead or too ramped up like we did maybe a little bit against ACU set 1 the other night.
And the last one on my end, you know, going back to today's match, you were able to put in some bodies that you normally don't see in the regular season. You got in Natalie Reyes and then some of the other bodies that you don't normally see in the regular season. What were you just trying to see from those players that normally don't get that playing time before the conference tournament starts?
Obviously, like some of those kids, everybody on this team shows up and works every day, and so for them to get a chance to get in and play, like that's been our philosophy all year long. I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen as much as we'd like that we get that space and we can play people, and then we were able to get into the double sub a little bit earlier. It's something that we've done all year long, especially at the end of sets with Natalie and Brooke, and by giving Brooke a little bit of extended playing time in set 2, that's just more times that she's on the court. And as a freshman, she's just growing, and the more time she's on the court, the more time she can see things, the better she's going to be in that situation that may come up real big for us in that double sub. And it was, the plan was just to get them some extra reps, because we have gone to that double sub in a handful of games at the end of the year, and I would suspect we'll probably do it at some point during the tournament as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, going into the WAC tournament, how big is it to get the win here on the last match instead of going into the tournament with a loss? Yeah,
I mean that's something as a coach, and everybody kicks around from this level all the way through the professional level. You talk about in the NFL, when people have the playoffs locked, how many people do you rest? NBA games, when do you rest people? When do you not rest people? How big is momentum? And I'm a big believer in momentum. And I mean, I wanted to win this match today. I'm competitive. The girls are ultimately competitive. They don't want to give it away. And like I said, I think it was important for us to get tested, because it keeps it fresh in their mind that if they don't play at their peak, they're going to get beat. And then when they do play at their peak, they're very good. So I think there was a lot of good to take away from today. I don't think we're overly shocked about what happened as a staff, and it's just something that you can see kind of coming.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.